As you're settling into your seats, I invite you to find one of the smaller blue prayer books. There's a small book and also a really big one. And everyone should have one. If there's not one right there, feel free to just grab one from a pew adjacent to where you're sitting. If you're not familiar with Jewish worship, you'll notice immediately that our prayer book opens from right to left. That is the direction that Hebrew is read, and so that is how our book opens. And I'll ask that we turn to page 70. Page 70. Here we find the words most appropriate on this Shabbat morning. How good and how pleasant indeed it is to be together. Hine matov umanai.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is great to be with all of you and to all of you who are far away, that when we say Hine matov umanayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yacha, how great it is to be together, to sit together. But together doesn't always mean in the exact same physical space. Together can mean feeling the love, feeling the support both here and far beyond. And I know we definitely feel that this morning as we come together as this larger community celebrating Shabbat, and especially on this Shabbat when we welcome Myles as a Bar Mitzvah within our community. If you're new to Temple Isaiah, I'm Rabbi Miller.
I'm Cantor Korn, and Daniel Lockhart accompanies us on the piano this morning.
As we take a few moments to settle ourselves into this service, I want to give you a few quick reminders. If you have a cell phone with you, this is a great time to turn it off. Even if you're sitting at home, you should turn off your cell phone, put it into airplane mode to give yourself this space to just be here. We also ask that you please refrain from taking pictures. There'll be plenty of opportunities later in the day to capture the beauty of this moment. What we really want right now is just to be present here, present for Shabbat and present for Myles. We have a tradition at Temple Isaiah that there's going to be many times that we want to tell Myles that he is doing an amazing job of leading us in prayer, of reading Torah, of teaching us Torah, but instead of applauding, we have what is called the shul clap. You can try it out. And when he sees that, he's going to feel all of your love and support. And so now, I invite you to take a deep breath in and let it out. Another breath in and out. It takes a lot to get to this moment, especially a lot in this last week, but a lot in the years of preparation to get here, of practicing, of flying in, of driving in. And now we get to just be in a space. And we are given this blessing of given Shabbat, a day for rest, a day for rejuvenation, but it's a day when we're able to connect to our souls. Our souls are what makes us the unique human beings that we are. But when we're always busy doing and going, we sometimes forget. We forget who we are or who we are meant to be. But we're taught that when we take a deep breath in and we take a breath out, when we give ourselves this space to just be, we're able to connect to our souls. We're able to connect who we really truly are. And so as we begin this service today, we sing Elohai Neshama on page 78, thanking God for giving us this moment to just appreciate those souls that we have been given. On the day that you become a bar mitzvah, you receive this talit, this prayer shawl that we wear. On the bottom of the talit are the seats on the four corners. And when you look at them close up, you'll notice that there are some twists and turns of the strings. And our ancient rabbis taught us that when you add them all up, they end up equaling to 613. Our rabbis also taught us that in the Torah, if you look closely, there are 613 mitzvot, commandments, these obligations that we're supposed to take on when we become adults in our community. And that's what's happening today. Myles is becoming an adult in our community, and he therefore receives this talit, because on this day he takes on those mitzvot. He makes that obligation in his life, and this talit that he'll be given reminds him of this very moment throughout his life, that he is to use the Jewish teachings to guide him in life. It is our tradition that the parents present their son with a talit, and so I invite up Kim and Oscar to present Myles with his talit.
Myles, today you are surrounded, as you should be, by many of the people in your life that you know, and because they know you and love you and respect you for who you are, and who have become a part of, and who you have become, Many have traveled long distances and made sacrifices to be here with you on this special day. And they have done so because of genuine connections they feel for you and for our family. Many more would be here had it not been for the current situation that we are living in. But they are watching, and they are with us in spirit from afar. As you enter this phase of Jewish faith as a bar mitzvah, your mother and I now present you with your talit and wish upon you all of the following blessings. That you are always able to find happiness, to find love, and an unwavering support of family and friends throughout your life. That you are blessed with the ability to have compassion, patience, and understanding of others. That you are blessed with the ability to strive for what makes you happy in life, and that you achieve all your goals. that you remain blessed with the commitment you always have to learning new things, and that you always continue to take great pleasure in reading. That the goodness that emanates from you, the good deeds that you engage in, are such that they make others want to emulate you. That your laughter and your appreciation for what is humorous in life never ceases. That you are also blessed with the desire to help save this planet. That you learn one of the most basic tenets of Jewish faith: the world is saved by saving one life at a time. Your mother's parents and my parents gave each of us a unique moral compass that helps us to distinguish what is right and what is just. We hope we have helped bestow upon you a righteous moral compass. And that you are blessed with less emotion than I have. And with a sense of justice that helps you navigate your future now and long after we are gone from this earth. We are both, as you know, outspoken in our own ways, as are you. And we both believe deeply in the words of a great Jewish philosopher, Elie Wiesel, who said that it is our duty to speak truth to power. We hope that you will continue to be blessed with some form of that characteristic. We wish you continued blessings of intelligence and tenacity that will enable you to react with courage when faced with difficult life choices. You have already shown us that you are blessed with the character of hard work and that your commitment results in great accomplishments. After today, I will miss hearing the nightly chanting of Hebrew coming from your room, although soon it will come down from a different hallway. We are so very proud of your hard work and preparation for today, Myles. Although we are at this point in the service assigned to bless you, and as you accept your talit and to bestow blessings for the future upon you, you have shown your mother and I that you are already uniquely blessed, and that you are a beautiful spirit in this world. As we celebrate and pray with you today, we look forward to continuing to bless you with our support and love in your life's journey as a Jewish man. Myles.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kichanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu v'hitatef b'tzitzi.
Amen.
We thank God for bringing us to this moment, this time of transition in Myles' life as he goes from being a child in our community to being that responsible adult. We continue now with chanting Chatzi Kaddish on page 106.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'alma divrach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei. V'chayachon u'yomechon u'v'chayei dachol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kariv ve'imeru.
Amen. Yahei Shemei Rabbah Mevorach.
V'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalo shemei dekudesha barichu le'ela min kol birhata v'shirata tushbechata v'ne'emata da'amiran be'alma ve'imeru. Amen.
We rise together for the Baruch Hu, our call to worship, page 108. On the top of page 109, we pray together. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us how to recite the Shema, to declare wholeheartedly God's rule, to declare earnestly God is one, and to willingly worship God. It is our tradition that if you're wearing a talit, we take the seats on the four corners, bringing them together, wrapping them around our finger. And as we prepare for singing the words of the Shema, this prayer that reminds us of the oneness of God, this prayer that reminds us that in order to be able to connect to God, we can have moments of prayer, moments like this when we can pray to God, but it's also how we act in the world that connects us to God as well. We bring our talits up to our eyes, we cover our eyes as together we sing the words of Shema on page 114.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levacha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom halevavecha Veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam beshivtecha beveitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uveshochbecha uvekumecha uvshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot beineinecha Uvtavtam amezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Amen.
Each day, we are to remember that moment when we as a Jewish people left Egypt. We left the slavery of Egypt, and God and Moses reached out their arms. They led us on a journey out of Egypt, across the Red Sea, and through the desert to the Promised Land. We know that we are so lucky to be able to live as free people today. But we also have in our tradition that freedom doesn't mean that we can just do anything. Freedom comes with responsibility. It is now our turn to reach out our own hands, to turn to those in our community that need help, that need to be lifted out of their own metaphoric slavery, that we can help them to be able to live in freedom as well. We're reminded of this responsibility when we sing Micha Mocha on page 122. This is our freedom song. As we prepare for the Amidah, the central prayers of our service, I invite Paulette Hebert and Leah Sosis to stand either beside Myles or myself, prepared to open up the ark at the moment. Come on up. And I invite the congregation to please turn to page 124. We'll continue on the right side of the following pages. Please rise if you're able.
Adonai sefatai tifta ufia gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasagim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezoher Hastei Avot V'Imot, Umevig Yual Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah, Rav Levoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Hayim Behesed, Mechaye HaKol Be'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofel Asurim Umekayem Enunato Lishene Afar Miha Moha Balgivurot Umido Melach Melech Memim Tu Mechaye Umatzmiya Yeshua Beneman Ata V'chayot Hakol Baruch Ata Adonai Mechaye Hakol.
Page 130. Let us sanctify your name on earth as it is sanctified in the heavens above. Please be seated. We celebrate the joy of this Shabbat, singing Yisnafu on the top of page 132.
Thank
on the top of page 135. We pray together. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope. For Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living. For Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness. For Shabbat peace, born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat. We take a few moments now for our own silent prayers. You can use the words written within your prayer book through page 142, or you can take a few moments now to just look deep within inside, to look within your heart, your soul, for the prayers, the reflections, the words that you have on this Shabbat morning.
Bottom of page 142, we find the words Oseh Shalom, our prayer for peace on this Shabbat morning. Oseh Shalom Nimromah, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'alko Yisrael, Ve'mehu We arrive now at really the peak and pinnacle of our service, the moment that we will take our Torahs out of the ark, the moment we will hear Myles chant from the Torah and teach from the Torah, our most important, our most sacred teaching, our most important scripture. If you are not familiar with the rituals surrounding the Torah service, Myles will come into we're going to adopt another tradition that also is very common in traditional communities, that as the Torah passes, if you would like to, you can just sort of bow as the Torah passes, a way of giving our respect and honor to all of its teachings, a way of showing our love for Torah. There are going to be many people helping with the Torah service, as there is much ritual and majesty surrounding it. So first, I'm going to call on Leslie Shafton, a member of our board of directors, who's going to join us on the bima, and is going to be assisting us in many ways throughout the Torah service. I'm going to invite Isaac and Noah Bobro to come up to the bima and stand on either side of the ark, ready for their cue to open the doors. And when they are done, they will come and stand with Leslie, ready to address the Torah when it returns to the bima. And I invite Jeremy Juarez and Sophie Juarez also to come to the bima and stand with Leslie, ready to hold the Torah scrolls when the Torah comes back. The Torah scrolls come back to the ark. And of course, we need Myles, because we cannot do this Torah service without him. So I'll invite him back to the bima as well. And for everyone else, I'll invite you to turn to page 246. Page 246, please rise. Myles, there's that smile. In just a moment, you know that we're going to put the Torah into your arms. And we do so by passing it through the generations that came before you, because, of course, without them, you would not be here today. You would not be here as Myles, and you would not be here becoming a bar mitzvah. We rely heavy on the generations that come before us, as they are the ones to ensure that our tradition stays alive. But we also rely heavily on our generation now, that we put this Torah in your arms, not hoping that it just arrived here and it has settled, but that it's going to keep going. That when you carry the Torah around the sanctuary today, symbolically, what you're doing is saying, I am carrying Torah with me everywhere I go. I am taking the values of being a Jew. I am taking our history. I am taking our teachings and our laws and our holidays and our celebrations, and they are a part of who I am. So don't stop walking with Torah. Don't walk out of here today with the Torah. Leave the Torah here. But take Torah within you, within your mind and within your heart, that it becomes a part of how you live your life every day. Now, today we're going to be reading out of 2 Torah scrolls, and I'll explain, you know why, but I'll explain why in a little bit. But specifically, we also have a very special Torah here today, and I'm going to ask your grandfather to just say a little word about why we have that Torah scroll here today.
This Torah is the Wallach Torah. Your great-grandparents and I survived the Holocaust and were smuggled in the western sector of Vienna. In Vienna, before we came to this country, they found a group of Torahs being hidden in a basement that the Nazis were going to display once the Jewish people were no longer in existence. When those were found, cousin Ziggy, who was 18 years older than I, decided to purchase that Torah and brought it to the United States. He gave it to his temple in Scarsdale, and ever since, that Torah has been read by every member of their family for any significant holidays. And all your cousins, you are the 5th out of 7 that have now also read from this Torah. It is very special. That you get to read it too. Love you.
So Myles, what an amazing history in your family. What an amazing opportunity and how special it is for you to read not just Torah, but from this Torah scroll. Now, you and I have practiced with this Torah scroll, and you know what I told you about this Torah scroll, which is, I'm pretty sure it's the heaviest Torah scroll I've ever held. Robert Miller agrees because she's been holding it a long time now. She's ready for me to move on. And today you will carry it, and that's symbolic also, because we are putting responsibility on your shoulders. But the beauty of Torah is that it doesn't weigh us down. Even though Torah is heavy, it doesn't weigh us down. It does the exact opposite. It lifts us up. It makes us feel light. It brings joy into our life. So even though you feel that responsibility, feel that weight just help to lift you up. It is with great pride and great hope and great expectation now that we pass the Torah to you, the next link in our chain.
We are gifts. And we are blessings, we are history in song. We are hope, and we are healing, we are learning to be strong. Let this chain from generation
In just a moment, we are going to get to delight in Myles chanting. He has worked incredibly hard to reach this moment. So I mentioned earlier that we are reading from 2 Torah scrolls today. We are in a time of the year where we have many special Shabbatot, many special Shabbats that happen. And this particular Shabbat is known as Shabbat Para. Shabbat Para. A para is a heifer. So that probably sounds strange that we would be having a heifer Shabbat. But on this particular Shabbat, we have just finished, as you may know, the holiday of Purim, and the holiday of Pesach is right around the corner. And there was a ritual when the red heifer, the para aduma, which you'll hear about a little bit later when we read from the second scroll, was sacrificed. The ashes were taken and they were mixed with water, and they were consumed as a method of purification. And why was this purification happen? This was a purification in preparation for Passover. That in order to eat the paschal sacrifice, the sacrifice for Passover, one had to be pure. So one participated in this ritual that involved this red heifer. And so our second reading will be specifically about that particular ritual. The first reading that we have will come from our regular cycle, and the rabbi will talk a little bit about that.
So, and the one that he is going to start with and will also be teaching from in just a little bit is that we are in the second book of the Torah in Exodus. So the Israelites have come out of Egypt. They've made their way across the Red Sea. They've begun their journey to the Promised Land. They stopped at Mount Sinai, received the 10 Commandments, lots and lots of laws. And now the Israelites even learned about the Mishkan, the tabernacle that would follow them through and all that they need to know. And now they're waiting. And waiting and waiting and waiting because Moses is up on Mount Sinai and they don't know what to do. It's been 40 days. They're starting to get nervous and they start to resort back to their old practices of idol worship and decide to build the golden calf. And so we're going to hear a little bit more from Myles about, well, how does this all relate to our lives later on, and a little bit more about that story in just a bit. But for the Torah reading this morning, you can choose to follow along in your larger blue Torah books that are right in front of you. You could turn to page 632. Page 632. That will begin, our first 2 Torah readings will come out of this Torah portion. And we begin with verse 11. So it's chapter 30, verse 11. I'll also be providing a translation, so if either you don't have it in front of you or you just like to listen, you'll be able to follow along as well.
If you are called for the honor of an aliyah this morning, that is to pronounce words of blessing, you'll ascend the bima over on the rabbi's side, where you'll pronounce words of blessing, and when you're finished, you'll come and stand on my side until the next blessing is complete. For the first aliyah, we call up Myles' aunt, Lori Juarez, and Uncle Jay Mayer. Yamdu ha'olim la'aliyah la'Torah.
Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, ki tisa et rosh b'nei Yisrael, livkudehem v'natenu ish kofer nafsho l'Adonai bifkod otam. Velo yechye vahem negef bifkodo tam ze yitenu kol haover al hapekudim mahatzit השקל בשקל הקודש, 20 גרה השקל, מחצית השקל, תרומה לאדוני.
Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, "When you take a census of the Israelite people according to their enrollment, each shall pay Adonai a ransom for himself on being enrolled, that no plague may come upon them through being enrolled. This is what every one who is entered into the record shall pay: a half shekel by the sanctuary weight, 20 gerah to the shekel, a half shekel as an offering to Adonai."
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. For the next Aliyah, we call up Myles' cousins, Jeremy Juarez, Sophie Juarez, Ben Mayer, and Nathan Mayer. Yamdu haolim lali ala Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Kol ha'over al ha'pekudim mi ben 20 shana v'mala yitain terumat Adonai. Ha'ashir lo yarbeh v'hadal lo yamit mimahatzit hashakel latet et terumat Adonai lechaper al nafshotehem. Velakachta et kesef hakipurim me'et b'nei Yisrael v'natata oto al avodah ohel moed v'haya livnei Yisrael lezikaron livnei Adonai lechaper al nafshotehem.
Everyone who enters in the records from the age of 20 years up shall give Adonai offering. The rich shall not pay more, and the poor shall not pay less than a half shekel when giving Adonai's offering as expiation for your persons. You shall take the expiation money from the Israelites and assign it to the service of the tent of meeting. It shall serve the Israelites as a reminder before Adonai as expiation for your persons.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Now, as we prepare to give honor to the Torah with our first scroll, I will invite Ben to stay right here. And actually, Jay, you're back on the bima to help dress the Torah. I'll invite the congregation to please rise.
Israel,
For the next Aliyah, we call up Myles' parents, Oscar and Kim. Yamdu haolim l'Aliyah LaTorah.
We're now moving to our second Torah reading in the book of Numbers. You can find the reading on page 1145. Page 1145, and we start with verse 1.
Adonai Hamvarah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher barcha banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe ve'el Aharon lemor. Zot chukat haTorah asher tziva Adonai lemor. Daber el bnei Yisrael. Vayikhu elecha fara aduma tamima asher emba mum asher lo Allah aleha ol untatem ota el Elazar hakohen vehotzi ota el michutz lamachane veshachat ota lefanav velaka Elazar hakohen midama be'etzba'o vehiza el nochach penei ohel moed midama sheva pe'amim.
Adonai spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, "This is the ritual law that Adonai has commanded. Instruct the Israelite people to bring you a red cow without blemish, in which there is no defect, and on which no yoke has been laid. You shall give it to Eleazar the priest. It shall be taken outside the camp and slaughtered in his presence. Eleazar the priest shall take some of the blood with his finger and sprinkle it 7 times towards the front of the tent of meeting."
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And now for the last Aliyah, we call Myles to pronounce words of blessing as he is called to the Torah as a Bar Mitzvah for the very first time. Yamod, 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 HaBachur Bar HaMitzvah, Mordechai l'Aliyah LaTorah, Chazak.
Baruchu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'saraf et hapara le'enav et ora ve'et besara ve'et dama al pirsha yisrov velaka hakohen et erez ve'ezov ushni tolaat ve'hishlich el toch serifat hapara ve'chibes begadav hakohen verahat be'esaro ba'maim Ve'achar yavo el hamachaneh ve'tamei hakohen ad harev ve'hasoref ota yichabes begadav ba'mayim ve'rachatz besaro ba'mayim ve'tamei ad harev.
Eleazar the priest shall take some of the blood from his finger and sprinkle it 7 times towards the front of the tent of meeting. The cow shall be burned in his sight. Its hide, flesh, and blood shall be burned, its dung included. And the priest shall take cedar wood, hyssop, and chrism stuff, and throw them into the fire, consuming the cow. The priest shall wash his garments and bathe his body in water. After the priest may re-enter the camp, but he shall be unclean until evening. He who performed the burning shall also wash his garments in water, bathe his body in water, and be unclean until evening.
One more time. Just one corner.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And now as we prepare to give honor again now to this Torah scroll, I invite Nathan Mayer to come and lift the Torah high, and Diane Mayer to come and dress the Torah. Please rise.
We've all been in a situation where we've just lost our cool. I know my parents get that way when they've asked me and my brothers to get off the PS4 and it doesn't happen as quickly as they like. Or you've just had a long day and your brother makes a joke at your expense and you completely flip out. In this week's Torah portion, God, Moses, and the Israelites have similar experiences with patience. The Israelites have left Egypt and have been traveling through the desert for some time. They make it to Mount Sinai and Moses goes up to talk to God. After 40 days, the Israelites are getting impatient and are beginning to lose faith in God as they wait for Moses to return. They wonder if God really exists and begin to distrust Moses as a leader. With their loss of faith, they go to Aaron and ask him to create the golden calf. They want something physical that they can worship. Aaron agrees to help them, and they make the golden calf. When God finds out that they have constructed this idol, he gets quite angry and threatens to blast the Israelites off the map. But Moses convinces him not to. Moses tells God that he will go down to the Israelites and find out what has happened and get them to change their ways. Moses goes down the mountain carrying the stone tablets with the 10 Commandments written on them. When he arrives, he gets quite angry and throws the tablets down, breaking them into pieces. He storms into camp and scolds the Israelites, saying, "How could you have done this?" When I read this story, I realized that it all revolves around patience. God had no patience with the Israelites. He was too quick to react. He reacted with his emotions and not with his head. If Moses hadn't stopped them, God had have gone through with wiping out all the Israelites. The Israelites also had no patience. Perhaps they had some, but they obviously didn't have enough. Without faith in God and Moses' ability to lead, they lost their patience and went back to their old ways. Had Moses not stopped God, they could have lost a future relationship with God. Moses solved the conflict between God and the Israelites, but he also lost his patience when he arrived at the Israelites' camp. In these situations, their lack of patience could have ruined everything for the Jewish people. Patience is important in everyday life. If we just back off and try and let the problem resolve itself, it may turn out better than you think. Giving things time and paying more attention to the details is better than rushing into a situation. It gives you more time to understand the situation before working to resolve the problem or making harmful judgments. Viktor Frankl teaches, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. When we are patient and give ourselves more time to figure out our response, we can make a better decision. This is easier said than done. Sometimes we feel that if we don't help quickly, the problem will get worse. We are so busy in our lives that we feel that we don't have time to wait or don't even realize that we're acting so quickly. I believe that if we all waited just a little bit longer to make a decision or react, we could all have a more calm and peaceful life. The little frustrations that we experience would not turn into big problems. I know this would resolve many conflicts that happened between me and my parents or me and my brothers. On this Shabbat, may each of us remember to learn from the mistakes of the Israelites, Moses, and God, and remember to be more patient in life. Having patience will strengthen the bonds that we have with other people. Shabbat Shalom.
In addition to everything that Myles has done today, he has a deeper understanding of what does it mean to become a bar mitzvah. Of course, as we talked about earlier, it's more than just what happens here at the temple on Shabbat morning. And so he has taken on a mitzvah project, the opportunity to engage in what we call tikkun olam, repairing this very broken world we live in. And so in lieu of chanting a traditional haftarah, the words of the prophets, he will take the message of the prophets, this message of tikkun olam, and show us how he has taken this on for himself, how he has a deep understanding that even at his young age, he has the ability and the power and the responsibility to make a difference in this world.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar bin ve'im tovim ve'ratza v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'torah uv Moshe avdo uv Yisrael amod uvin v'yei ahemet v'tzedek. For my mitzvah project, I spent time volunteering at Maraba Royale, an assisted living and memory care home near my house. I was excited for the opportunity because I had heard that the residents love having young people to come and hang out with them. I have called bingo and served root beer floats, but most importantly, I have spent time talking to the different residents. They ask me lots of questions about school, sports, and daily life. I hear about their lives as well. I've connected with this one guy named Archie. He has 2 kids and 2 grandkids. He tells lots of jokes and falls asleep just like my grandfather used to when we played chess together. As much as I have given to the residents, they have given me some really fun and cool memories, and I am excited to help out with them in the future. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sur kol haolamim sadik bechol hadorot ha'el hane'eman ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber umkayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al haTorah ve'al havodah ve'al hanevi'im ve'ayom hashabat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnucha lehavod ultifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umvarhim otach yitbarach shimcha befi kol hai Tamid le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Myles. I'm going to have you stay right there. I'm going to call now on Leslie Shafton, a member of our board, who's going to give you some greetings and presentations.
Mazel tov, Myles. That was amazing. You did an incredible job. That was so much work that you put into it, and we are so impressed by what you were able to share with us today, and so excited for you that this is your Bar Mitzvah day. So I never do this because we generally don't live stream from here, but you've got some family that is watching you today, and we just want to tell them a quick hello, so if you want to wave to them. And we want to thank them for being a part of this today, too. We hope that you'll be able to feel their love also, as well as the love of all of these family members and friends that are here to celebrate this momentous occasion for you. We hope that you'll remember this day for the rest of your life. And on behalf of the board of Temple of Isaiah, the women of Isaiah, the congregation, the men of Isaiah, everyone, this is your Jewish community, and we're so pleased and proud to have you as our newest adult member of our community. We hope that being Jewish for your lifetime will provide you a place of peace and solace and gratitude throughout your life and community. And as a part of this community, we hope that you'll continue to be a leader here. And I loved how you talked about patience in your portion today, because I know if you want to keep working at Camp Kefli, you'll need a lot of patience. And we really want this to be a place where you feel at home in our Jewish neighborhood. Your family is important to us. We're pleased that you're here today and part of our community. And Mazel Tov, congratulations. And in this, there's a Kiddush cup. Today was such a special day because you had this amazing Torah that was passed down through the generations in your family, and many people have read from it. It has an amazing story. In here, there's a Kiddush cup that we hope that you'll use throughout Jewish celebrations in your life. So thank you. Mazel Tov.
Thank you, Leslie. And now, as we prepare to bring the Torah one more time into the midst of the congregation, I invite Noah and Isaac to join us back on the bima. They'll stand ready to open the ark doors when we tell them to do so. And I'll invite everyone else to turn to page 256, back in our small blue prayer books, page 256. As you're able, please rise.
Yahalalu et Shem Adonai, ki nizkar Shemo levado. Hallelujah, hallelujah,
Myles, it is a great honor, a true honor, to be able to stand with you on this bima on this day. You should feel so proud of yourself at this moment. You worked hard to get here. When I was becoming a bat mitzvah, some of us around here remember the days of chicken pox. And it was a time in which you had to be kind of careful of whether you're going to get chicken pox or not. 2 weeks before my bat mitzvah, my brother came home from religious school scratching himself everywhere. I had never had chicken pox, and he had just gotten it. It was said that you usually would then get it about 2 weeks later. My mother flipped out. We weren't sure if I was going to become a bat mitzvah on the day of my bat mitzvah. And 2 weeks passed, and I had my bat mitzvah. I didn't get the chicken pox, but we weren't quite sure if I would be on the bima of my synagogue that day. I have to say, you outdid me. It was a lore around my synagogue, everyone wondering whether or not I would become a bat mitzvah. And this week, we knew you were going to become a bat mitzvah. We knew that you would be standing here. Now, I became a rabbi later on, and maybe that's going to happen for you as well. You know, for those of us that becoming a bar or bat mitzvah isn't quite so easy at the last minute, it takes patience. It takes hard work. It takes that inner drive to know what's really important. And that's you. Myles, from all of those Camp Kefli bus rides where we sat in the front of the bus together, to running around Disneyland not so long ago, luckily that was a few weeks ago, to standing right here and getting ready for your bar mitzvah. You have a kind soul. You have a thoughtful mind. You care about individuals, and you have by far the best smile. And it's that smile and that heart and those hands that reach out to others that are going to take you far, but are also going to take our community far. It's at times like these, and not at times like these, that we need people like you. We need people who are willing to go and talk to whoever. We'll sit and have a conversation with whoever needs to have that. We'll go and lend a hand. We'll go and have fun. We'll go and give us direction. And we'll be patient in those moments. So today on your bar mitzvah, I want to remind you to always think back to this day. May getting to this moment be the hardest thing that you have to do. And may you also recognize what you did to get to this moment. Know that it takes lots of time to think, and it takes lots of time to be able to process those emotions that comes from your heart. But you have the ability to do that, and I am so excited that in these coming years, I get to watch you to become that leader in our community. Whether, well, for sure as a Camp Kefli counselor, but hopefully as a TA in our religious school and JQuest, to be able to sit with us at Noah Night, to go to Washington, D.C. in a few years to go and tell our senators and representatives what we really think, what really the country should be like. And that I get to do that with you, because I look to you as a role model and look up to you as a leader. And I know there's going to be so much more of that in the days and the years to come. And so I invite up your parents to join Cantor Corn and I on this bima. It is at moments like this, moments of transition, that we offer you the priestly benediction. This is a blessing that takes you into the next stage of your life.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's light shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha.
May God's presence always shine on you, in you, and through all the wonderful things you'll do in life. And may God grant you and your family, this community, and beyond with the most precious gift, the gift of wholeness, the gift of peace. And let us all say together, Amen. Mazel tov. We're going to go get you that.
And now as we prepare to move into the closing section of our service, I will invite Isaac and Noah one more time to open our ark. We'll turn to page 282, for Aleinu L'Shabeach. Please rise. Aleinu L'Shabeach L'Adon HaKol, Latet Gedula Le'otzeh Breshit, Shelo Asanu Kigoye Haratzot, Velo Samanu Kemishbechot HaAdama, Shelo Sam Chelkenu Kahem, Vegor Alenu Kechol Hamonam, Va'anachnu Koreim, Umishtachavim Umodim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, page 287. V'nemar, v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yihyeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Our thoughts now turn to our loved ones who are no longer with us. We keep them in our hearts as together we recite the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitzgadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, v'yalman divrach hirutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam ulamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiram v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, u'ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, u'ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Once again, we wish a hearty Mazal Tov to Myles and his family. They all look forward to greeting you at the Lafayette Park Hotel, where they'll be celebrating. And any of Myles' friends who are here who are going to need a ride over should just gather in the foyer, and there is a small bus or van that will be transporting you over as well. Once again, we say Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov. Seman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Seman Tov, Seman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Seman Tov.